Assalamu alaikum everyone. I hope you're doing really well. My name's Humna and I share content connected to art, healing and spirituality. I realize there's so much online that goes through our eyes and ears, and we see so much and we absorb so much. And what if they were daily reminders and reflections of Quran, which, just a few minutes with Quran just to listen to what the words are. And for me, the Arabic script is beautiful, and I'm reading the meaning of it through in English. And one of the things that I always felt was because I don't understand Arabic, I miss out on what the meaning is. So I got myself this translation and I wanted to share it with everybody. So I wanted to read an ayat or whatever comes through that I'm guided to every day, so that, in our busy day, we can just ponder on the words that Allah has sent to us. There's so many times we listen to podcasts speaking, people talking about their life and their achievements. And this is a book that is Allah speaking to us. And it's so powerful. And I thought, I just want to read it so that it can ground us in some way. So having said that, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. I don't want to make them very long, but just kind of read through the translation that I have, and as I get guided to the ayat. So I'm not picking, there's no sequence to it. I just pray to Allah, tell me what it is that you want me to read today, for myself and for the people who are connected to me energy wise or listening to my channel or wherever they are. What is it that we need to focus on and connect to through your book today, inshallah? And so today's ayat that came were 105 to 111, surah 12th surah, and the heading of these ayats are signs of God's creative power. So Bismillah Rahman Rahim. How many signs in the heaven and the earth do they pass by and they turn their backs to? This is Allah talking to us about who are the people who, there are people in this world that have seen the signs. They know that there is heaven and they know there is earth, and yet they choose to pass by and turn their backs, like they're not even willing to listen to that what Allah has to say. I mean, they're completely ignoring heaven and earth and the signs in the heaven and earth. Most of them will believe in God while it's associating partners with Him. We always want like something visible, something that we can see and know that this is God. We start seeing things and then we start thinking of them as God. So, like different places, they have a tree that they will worship, or they'll have different things. You can, I'm sure whoever's listening can understand what I'm talking about. And most of them will believe in God while associating partners with Him. Are they insured against being overwhelmed by God's punishment, or being taken all of a sudden and unaware of the final hour? Say, this is the path that I am on. I call others to God. This is so clear. What I'm really reading is, it says here, this is the path I am on, meaning I declare that I am on this path and I call others to this path also. But one has to be so clear in themselves to know what it is that you are calling others towards. Like, so the Prophet Muhammad SAW and the book itself, we have to be so clear about who Allah is, so that we don't have doubts when somebody asks us a question. We should be so aware of the love of Allah in us to be able to not be shaken about somebody asking us like, really, do you believe in God? What is it to you? Blah, blah, blah. We should have no doubts in our Allah. This is the path that I am on, meaning they have no doubts and I'm going to be on this path, and I call others to God. I and those who follow me based on beliefs on clear evidence. I and those who follow me base our beliefs on clear evidence, because we understand that there is a world that is seen and the unseen. And it says, I and those who follow me base our beliefs, mean we have clear evidence in the signs of Allah, for that He has shown us inside our body and around us, that I have no doubt whatsoever who my Allah is. I have seen His signs. I see His creativity. I know that He is the one who created this whole universe for me and you and everybody else. So I have seen the signs of Allah. I have no doubt in Allah. I am so clear who Allah is, for I have seen the evidences. And so now that I am clear, I stand strong in who I am, and who my Allah is. I am now ready to call others towards God also. Glory to be God. I am no associator of partners with God. Even before you, messenger, the men who were sent and to who we revealed our signs to were townsfolk, meaning they were common people. They weren't people who were like, who were very educated. They were just common people who this message came through. So there's one line here, it says, glory be to God, meaning that's the only one I praise. That's the only one who is so huge and deserving of glory is my God, because there's so much faith in Him, right? I am no associator of partners with God, meaning I don't say that, there's anybody else other than like God, like somebody else can be like God. There's no comparison. There's God, and that's pretty much it. It says, even before you, messenger, the men who were sent and to who we revealed our signs were townsfolk. Have the disbelievers not traveled about the land to see and seen how the end came to those who rejected God's signs before them? So Allah is trying to tell us that look around on the planet. Don't just sit in one little puddle in your own little comfort zone to see what Allah is capable of doing. Travel the world to see, understand that everything and anything in this world is a sign that will bring you closer to Allah, if that's what you think of it. If you think He is the creator of the universe, and everything that exists in the universe is created by Allah, so everything in the universe should remind you of Allah. Now He's saying, have the disbelievers not traveled about the land? Have people not gone around the world to see how Allah provides, how loving He is to every human being? Has He not seen how the end came to those who rejected God's signs before them? Do we not see what happened to the civilizations who didn't believe in God? Are you not aware? Have you not looked around you? How long are you going to sit with your eyes closed, not trying to see who God is and understand God is? The home in the hereafter is much better than for the mindful. Understand that that's where you are right now in this world is temporary. For your real home is going to be where you will be with Allah in heaven. So be mindful of that. Live in this world, but be aware that your home is not this. Your real home is with Allah. Doesn't any one of you understand? Do you not really understand? This is almost, you can think of it in different way, but it's kind of very loving in a way, like, do you not see? Do you still not see? Like Allah saying to us, doesn't any one of you understand? Don't you see? Like that I've created this whole thing for you so that you could come closer to me, but don't get attached to this as this is it. Don't think anybody else has made this world. Think of it, understand that you're going to be with me and this is just temporary. When the messengers lost hope in the outward signs of success and the disbelievers believed they were lied to, then our help came to them. Meaning that Allah has always supported the people who do the work of Allah. Meaning the messengers sometimes have lost hope in outward signs of success, meaning they've lost battles, or things have happened in their life where it was so painful, it was hard for them to kind of have faith in Allah, which they always did. But just it says lost hope in the outward signs of success, meaning when things were not visible in the worldly sense, and the disbelievers were lied to, then our help came to them. Whoever we wanted was saved, but nothing can turn away our punishment from the guilty. This is reminding me of Hazrat Nuh alayhi salam's story when, you know, you can make fun of Allah's signs, His message, His people, but when Allah does the punishment, nothing. He says, we save whoever we wanted to, but nothing can turn away from our punishment from the guilty. He is going to be punished who does not believe in the signs of Allah or the messenger or the book of Allah. In the story of Joseph and his brothers, there's a lesson for those who understand. It isn't a made up account. Don't try to think that this is why Allah is saying it isn't a made up account. Don't try to think that this is just a story. This is real. The lesson that you've been taught through the Joseph story and his brothers is something that you need to sit and ponder over, reflect on that there is a lesson for you and me to understand. It's not just a story, but confirmation of what happened in the past, meaning that something that has happened in real. So I'm not just telling you this story so that you can go to bed and sleep in calmness and it's a lovely story, woohoo, yay. It's not like that. Allah is telling us, I am confirming that this is something that really did happen in the past. Do you not see how we treated them, how they were punished for their guilt? It explains all things, a guidance that is useful for those who believe. One of the most beautiful things is Allah again and again and again says guidance that is useful for those who believe, for those who believe, for those who believe is what He constantly says. You see, when we don't believe in the book, in Allah, in the message from our every single cell of our being, we aren't able to see the miracles or the signs that Allah shows us. We always doubt them because our mind will say, how is this even possible? But Allah is telling us that all the stories that happened in Quraan, they were reasons for Him to share them with us so that we could learn from them and make our lives better and be reminded of how Allah gives unconditionally to the people who work for Him, who bring His message, how well taken care they are, and not because they have mansions or any material world. They are internally at so much peace with knowing that they have surrendered to the will of Allah, because they know, they've seen the signs, and they reflected upon the love that Allah gives them through the book, through the messenger, and that we need to be very, very aware that people before us, of course, Allah took care of those who were doing His work and spreading Islam and light around in the world, but there were some who didn't. So we need to be very aware of seeing them, how they were treated by Allah, like because of their actions they were punished. So don't take this very lightly that, oh yeah, we'll see, when the time comes, then I will listen to Allah, or don't postpone things. Learn from what people are teaching you from the past and understand that could be you and me. And so we need to be very aware of what was in the past, what is in the Quran, which stories does Allah want us to think about so that we can learn from, for guidance that is useful for those who believe, because it explains all things. Everything in Quran, the reason that it is there is so that me and you can learn from it. It is a guidance that is useful for those who believe. But the trick is, all of this, all the signs of Allah, the creative power of Allah, the punishment of Allah, the blessings and mercy and love of Allah, we can only and only experience them when we believe, when we are of the believers. And to be a believer, you have to know who Allah is. And to know Allah, you have to have that no doubt and full assured assurance in your own being, in every single cell of yours, that you know, that's Allah, that is my Allah. For I have proof, I have evidence in my being. My whole self is a clear evidence of His love, and that automatically makes you more God conscious, connected to God, and in remembrance and in ibadat of your Allah all the time. This is something that I share through my sessions every Friday, which I run them from 11 a.m. UK time to 1 p.m. usually, where we sit and reflect on the Quran, and we do artworks inspired by the Quran and the 99 names of Allah. These are sessions that have completely changed my life and the life of those who regularly attend. So if that's something that you'd like to join, you can connect through the social media details given below under this video. You can DM me on my Instagram. Most probably that's where I generally connect to people. It's art underscore as underscore ibadat. So art as ibadat, but with underscore underneath it all, Instagram. And that's where you can reach me, and I can share you the details of the workshop. It's very, very profound. You connect to women, people, men across the globe, and we come together to create beauty, to connect to our creative, intuitive being, and we reflect on Allah's ayat. So like I said, if you feel intuitively guided to join me and my energy resonates with you, I welcome you to join that. Or you can just join my Patreon, where all my sessions are available for you to check out. Some of them are free, so you can have a look at that also. But I hope that today's reminder brought you back into your being and helped you come closer to Allah in some way. If that happened, please leave me a comment and connect with me, because when you leave a comment or like, share and subscribe to my channel, then there is a beautiful energy exchange that happens, and I receive your energy, and I'm able to create more content for you to bring you even more closer to your Allah, and just remind us together, you and me, of who our Allah is and how beautiful His dunya, His world is. And I'm sending you lots of love, light and peace, everyone. Enjoy yourselves, and never ever forget, when you believe in Allah, He will be the one who will guide you towards that what you need to be guided to in this lifetime. He knows what is best for you, so He will bring it to you. Just relax yourselves, be content in what you have, be grateful in that what He has blessed you with, and the blessings will keep growing, for He says, I will increase you when you are grateful. I love you, take care, and I'll speak to you soon, inshallah ta'ala. Allah Hafiz for today.